This is the perfect spot for you." The word got out slowly at first, and then suddenly. The woman who pilfered, her gentleness, wisdom, and subtle radiance ultimately validated what her legion of admirers had suspected all along. It was the conclusion of her adventure with Chock Chapple. That chapter in Joan's life is explored today not as drama or gossip, but as a charming, romantic, unexpectedly funny, and very human one. Many people picture love stories as charming little parcels with a ribbon on top. But true love, the type that blossoms with the passing of years and the weight of duties, happiness, sadness, and life itself, is richer. Before Joan ever walked into the limelight, her heart had already endured countless lives. She captivated everyone with her graceful vulnerability, and they couldn't help but root for her. The introduction of Chock Chapple was like a sigh of relief. It was as if some romantic novelist who specialized in second chances had written him and Joan into reality with his charisma, mild humor, and quiet self-assurance. Fans adored how he could make her laugh, particularly in those instances when Joan would attempt to maintain a serious expression, then Chock would deliver one of his trademark dad jokes, causing her to burst into laughter. At first glance, everything appeared to be going according to plan. Attending events together, they provided each other with the kind of subtle, soothing support that only two grown-ups in love can provide. They had no intention of making an impression. Building a fantasy wasn't their goal. They were just two individuals attempting to live their lives as one. However, life, being life, had other intentions. Joan and Chock are balancing behind-the-scenes family obligations, personal duties, and the stress of being famous. The strain was not induced by the spotlight itself. The lack of room for peaceful reflection, meaningful dialogue, and the gradual, steady groundwork necessary for a long-term connection was the deciding factor. Joan was the first to notice the change because of her elegant candor. She experienced it in fleeting glimpses, the type that are difficult to put into words but leave an indelible impression, the kind that whisper, "Something here needs attention." To his credit, Chock paid attention. He was a superb listener. They conversed. Discussions that are courteous, considerate, and supportive, rather than the dramatic, emotional ones that people often picture. Conversations born of affection, not wrath. Not as charges, but as two grown-ups whose lives were gradually diverging, they laid their worries on the table. Finally, they reached a consensus as a group. An unexpected and heartbreaking decision that brought a sense of beauty to the globe while simultaneously shocking and disappointing fans. Meaningful, respectful, and grateful love persists through all forms of transformation. Joan warmly and clearly affirmed the breakup. She had no resentment. She didn't lose. She was fully committed to the story. She bravely confronted it, just like she has done with every other challenge she has faced. A lot of people fail to remember that a conclusion can also be a new beginning. It was not a catastrophe that Joan made her announcement. It was only the beginning of something fresh. If Joan has taught us anything, it's that she always manages to shock everyone. As soon as readers believe they have reached the last chapter, she flips the page and unveils something even more exquisite, poignant, and occasionally funnier than what was previously revealed. A woman of warmth, depth, and gentle sunshine, she is. What will happen after this? Perhaps an intimate exploration of self-love. Perhaps connecting with fresh acquaintances. She may be reliving long-lost ambitions she never got the chance to fulfill before. Perhaps a love that appears when she least expects it, like all the greatest stories do. However, at this time, we are observing this moment. At stake is everything. Authenticity in a flash. A fleeting reminder that meaningful connections don't always need to endure indefinitely. The conclusion does not need to be packed with venom. That it is possible for two decent persons to make different decisions at times. No worries about it. Joan Vassos is an inspiration because she is strong, positive, and has overcome many obstacles. She keeps her heart open through thick and thin, through love and grief, through difficulties and possibilities. And that's precisely why her devoted following persists. As she continues on her path, the world eagerly awaits what this extraordinary woman will produce next, filled with wonder, affection, and enthusiasm. You are all a part of this trip as well. Everyone who has followed Joan's tale supported her, appreciated her bravery, and rejoiced with her. The discussion continues because of you. You keep the momentum going and reassure her that she is never in this alone. Although Chapple has concluded, the story is far from over. The following chapter will be unlike any other, based on what we know about Joan. Keep an eye out, have faith, and be prepared, for Joan Vassos is only at the beginning. In a shocking turn of events, fans of The Golden Bachelor are reeling after news broke that Joan Vassos and Chapple, two beloved contestants from the hit reality show, have officially called it quits. Their relationship, which seemed to be one of the strongest among the participants, has left viewers stunned and heartbroken. Joan and Chock's journey began on The Golden Bachelor, where the 60-something singles came to find love after years of experience in relationships, careers, and personal growth. The show, which aimed to highlight love at a later stage in life, captured the hearts of many viewers, especially those who could relate to the idea of second chances and finding true love in their golden years. For those who followed Joan and Chock's story, their connection seemed genuine and unbreakable. From the very first date, their chemistry was undeniable. Joan, with her compassionate and warm nature, quickly bonded with Chock, who was equally charismatic and thoughtful. Together, they became fan favorites, winning over audiences with their sweet and mature love story. They were the embodiment of hope for anyone who believes that it's never too late to find a meaningful connection. However, despite their apparent connection on the show, Joan Vassos confirmed the heartbreaking news of their split during a recent interview. She expressed her sadness over the end of the relationship but explained that after much reflection, they both realized that their paths were no longer aligned. Joan mentioned that while they shared a beautiful journey together, they had grown in different directions, and it was time to move forward separately. "I never expected things to end this way," Joan shared, visibly emotional. "We had something really special, but life sometimes leads us on different paths, and I respect that. Chock is an incredible person, and I'll always cherish the moments we shared, but it's time for both of us to focus on our own journeys." Chapple, too, spoke about the split, saying that while he deeply cares for Joan, their relationship no longer felt like the right fit. "Joan is a wonderful woman, and our time together will always hold a special place in my heart. But sometimes you have to accept that things just don't work out the way you envision them," Chock said in a statement. "I wish Joan nothing but happiness, and I'm grateful for the love we shared." Fans were quick to react, with many taking to social media to express their shock and sadness. "I can't believe it. Joan and Chock seemed perfect for each other," one fan tweeted. "I was rooting for them the whole time. Heartbroken to hear this news," another commented. The breakup has sparked a wave of support for both Joan and Chock, as viewers rally behind them during this difficult time. The Golden Bachelor franchise, which has become known for showcasing mature love stories, continues to inspire audiences of all ages. Joan and Chock's split, though unfortunate, is a reminder that relationships, no matter how deep or genuine, require work, communication, and sometimes the painful realization that it's time to move on. As fans mourn the end of one of the Golden Bachelor's most promising relationships, the show's future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: Joan Vassos and Chapple will always be remembered as two of the most memorable contestants in Golden Bachelor history. While their romantic journey may have ended, their story will undoubtedly continue to inspire others to keep searching for love, no matter where they are in life. I appreciate you tuning in, Golden Bachelor 24. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and check back for more breaking news.